Hi, everyone. This is Jennifer Sena with Heart Me, the podcast designed to get to the healthy heart of you. I'm here today with Liz Cohen, my friend. Hi, Liz. Liz is a certified health coach, a personal trainer who has a holistic approach to health and well being. Liz is also the owner of For You Health Coaching. And the process that she uses, it's not a program, it's an individualized each of her clients. It doesn't start with weight loss, it starts with self-awareness and mindfulness. And today's topic, because of the Healthy Heart month and all that we're doing to, remind ourselves of what we need to do with our heart, we are going to talk about mindfulness and meditation. It's made into a mainstream over the last few years, as you guys all know. It's been around for hundreds of years. That's the other thing. And Liz is here today to share her story, give us some insight on how she found her path to mindfulness and how it made a difference in her personal health and life. Liz, let's get right to
All
it.
right.
Why did you start meditating?
All right. Well, hi, Jennifer. Hi, everybody. I really love talking about mindfulness and anything health related. And I love it because this particular story is about sharing the power of meditation, the power of mindfulness. And, you know, it's exactly what we want to make sure and try and get across for those that are listening. So, 7 years ago, I was recovering from a back surgery. And a friend of mine, Lori, told me about this book on mindfulness. It was called Mindfulness in Plain English. And as a matter of fact, she actually ordered it and had it shipped to me. And that's where I really started learning about this thing called meditation, which, years ago, there weren't these many apps that there are now. And just how actually simple it could be to get started. So I just wanted to actually take a moment to actually thank this gentleman named Pal, because he actually was a person that was in both Lori and my life, and he introduced mindfulness to Lori. So if it wasn't for him, neither one of us may have found our way when we did. And that's what mindfulness is about. It's about bringing awareness and also giving yourself more gratitude. And you don't always be grateful to both of them.
Okay, so how did you get started then?
Yeah. So the back surgery, I was really fit. I was very, very active. I had overcome uh, weight loss. So that was good. I found my way. I was like health, I was fitness, I was focused, and I did plank and core and all this stuff. And then all of a sudden, I had this incident happen to me. Um, and it probably was from overdoing it, but from whatever it was, I was in such distress because I was this fit person. How could I have a back injury?
Right.
And I would ask my surgeons and physical therapists over and over again, like, how could it happen to me? And they basically were like, could have been bad luck. You were overdoing it. And then what happened was a piece of disc broke off between L4 and 5 and fell on a nerve.
Oh,
And that
wow.
was the part that was the problem, because I was in this excruciating pain for months and months. And I tried everything, physical therapy, shots, medication. And then after a while, the surgeons were just like, have this surgery and get it over with. So I did, but I was so just beside myself, that I guess my friend realized I needed something to help me through. And it ended up being this like ability um, to slow down and to, breathe differently. And really, between my recovery, which was just rest and very short bouts of movement, and eating extra well, this meditation just really helped me through. And to get to the point of how I started, I just sat in my backyard,
Okay.
tried to be still because, as you and I both know, we're both doers, we're constantly on the go. I never thought I could just sit and be still and just like not think of anything. And so my back surgery was a wake up call. And for whoever's listening, you might get a wake up call one day, or you might take this opportunity to start now before
There's
something,
always something, right, that's going to wake us
right?
up to change our
Your
lives.
heart attack, my back surgery. So, maybe don't wait for that, start different things now. But I basically just put a timer on my phone, and I sat there and I said, okay, let me try to do it for 1 minute. Then the next day I'll try to do it for 2 minutes, and then so on. And I learned to slow down and, really gave myself that opportunity to just breathe and focus on nothing else but, quieting my body.
So, like, how long did it take you to notice the difference? Like, when did you actually notice the difference in meditation?
Yeah, I was doing it for like at least 6 months,
Okay.
because I remember that, because the first time I remember, when I say do, I mean the meditating and mindfulness, was that I was on my first business flight after the surgery. And that was definitely several months in after recovery. And while my job is very focused on travel, when I was working for Marriott, that was like a big part of my job. I didn't really like it. And it was very stressful on my body. And I had heart palpitations and sweaty palms. I was those kind of that kind of flight
So you
person.
were a nervous flyer.
Yeah.
Wow. And you had a job that you were flying all the time.
I
Wow.
know. I know. I I didn't start out flying everywhere, but then, it turned into a kind of job. So, yeah, and that's another example of I just like fought my fears with that. I was like, I want to do this job, so I'm just going to do it and I'm going to get through it. But I wasn't getting through it very well, and then that's where this meditation came in, where now I found myself, I was like, okay, I was on the plane. I was listening, by the way, to Bon Jovi's Breathe song, which is a great song to listen to because it is all about just breathing in. I plant my feet on what I envision is the ground of the bottom of the plane. And I just did this, calmness. And all of a sudden, I did not freak out. My heart wasn't palpitating. Every time there was any kind of anything, I was just calm. And even with the landing. And what I found the most amazing was that when I got to where I had to be, I had more energy because I was less drained from the stress of
Right.
being nervous. And this could be applied to anything. Doesn't have to be just flying.
Right. Well, I know a lot of us do travel. I love traveling for work. I love the landing. When you talked about the landing, that's the part I love when I'm flying. But I think a lot of us, and again, it's not only with traveling, but just things in our lives that cause stress or that we're anxious about, can really, like you said, drain our energy. So can you, like, have you seen it go into the business world? Because like I said, everyone works, right? So whether it's a corporate job, even a medical job, if you're a nurse, I bet that's really stressful. Do you know what I mean? There's so much that
Oh my
it
God.
is in the business world. So have you seen that transition over to the business world?
Oh my God, absolutely. I mean, now more than ever, and obviously after last year, 2020, there's been so much more of a focus on compassion and self-care, especially for our brave and amazing first responders and anyone working in the healthcare industry, and all the support that's out there. I am thankful to hear. I have several friends that are nurses and doctors, and they talk about some efforts being made. I think there's a lot more room for that there.
Mhm.
But in the 32 years I worked for Marriott, and I worked for Marriott for a really long time, um, I started to see about, like no, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, they started to focus more on corporate well-being.
Okay.
And I was on this project uh, with 10 other like-minded mindfulness folks, and it was for Marriott, and they wanted us to talk about how can we bring mindfulness more organically into the workplace. And I just thought that alone was like, okay, Marriott corporations, giant corporation,
Mhm.
is taking some time to think about how can we have some more mindfulness.
That,
And that's a big thing. And you're seeing that all over the place, especially with the the onset of Headspace and Calm, those apps, and Sounds True. There's just so many. So that was the first time where I saw that, and then it's continuing to be an important part.
Yeah, the other thing, as you were saying that, I thought about, in the beginning of the pandemic, one of the things that I did for my organization was do meditation. And we did it every Monday morning. It was really popular. And I didn't realize like how much, one, I was looking forward to it, right? But then it benefited people. And throughout the day, like the days that I meditate, I am so much more productive. I
Yeah.
do, and you don't think it's like, okay, I'm just breathing. What is it really going to do for me? But it really does. I know I give you like how it is, right? The truth of what people are actually thinking. But, for me, it's definitely made a difference. Do you have any other stories that you could share with us on mindfulness and how it could help us in such stressful situations?
Yeah, absolutely. I found myself in a situation with my mom. She A really, really long story short, 2 years ago now, she's, by the way, 90,
Oh,
so
God
you can
bless her.
understand where I'm coming from. She broke her ankle, and so she had to have emergency surgery and was in a rehab, and she had a really big, thick cast on her leg. It was really bothering her. So that was a whole month, and we were ready to get the cast changed to a soft one so she could start weight bearing and start progressing on her physical therapy. So the reason I bring that up is because this is where I realized all those years of meditation really made a difference. As you point out, you are very productive when you do it. And so what happened was we were all set for taking her on an ambulette to the orthopedic. And
Okay.
I get there and I walk in, and the staff was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. There was a mistake. We scheduled the amulet for the wrong day. And so we rescheduled your mom's appointment for a week from today." And I got irate. Like I was having an outer body experience. I was like screaming and I'm like, "This is unacceptable." Blah, blah, blah. And then I realized what was happening to me because I feel like I was so, I was just so emotional in the moment because it was my mom and everything. But I stepped outside, I took some breaths, I got some fresh air, I did a couple of pacing back and forth, I calmed down, and I went back in with like my more natural,
I
but I
was
was able
gonna
to,
say that's out of character for you because
yeah, I was
you're not
able
that
to
type of
breathe myself,
person.
because no matter how much meditation you do, if you're in a situation, you can get into a what we call a high negative place. Like, things happen where you're going to get angry. But what's most important is how quickly you can get out of that, how you can quickly find yourself and get back to your norm. And that's what meditation allows. So anyway, so I went back in more calm, and they still weren't going to do anything. But what I did, I picked up my phone, I Googled ambulettes, I found one. After the third try, they got there in 45 minutes. I called the doctor's office, they rescheduled it, and she got the cast off. But if you're not able to
Mhm.
find your way to calm,
Yeah.
to be productive, then that day could have gone a lot differently. And then she would have had another whole week. And maybe you might think, what's another week? But I could tell she was just done. She was like ready, kind of getting down.
Yeah.
And if I hadn't found a way to kind of get her to move on the path she was expecting, we may not have had such a success. And right now she's doing fantastic. She's back on her 2 feet, and, she's made it really well through COVID. So, we're just very grateful.
It's awesome. But raising children could be stressful situations, but even taking care of elderly parents. And I remember when my dad was, still alive, just taking him, like you said, from one location to another, it's a whole different environment for them. It could be very stressful for them. So I understand why you wanted that day, it needed to go the way it was supposed to go because you don't want to have to prepare them again and do that.
Exactly.
Yes,
They're
I
not good at change, and, and
exactly.
things not going.
Yeah, no, it's just that, moving them from one room to another or, going for a test can really just, set them off. So I totally understand why you would get that way. And like I said, that's so out of character for you, for sure.
I
That's
know.
definitely not you. Yeah.
You know, you're parenting a parent. You're a parent.
Yes. The other thing I wanted to mention or just comment on when you said that is because of my meditation, I realized that throughout the day, I just take a deep breath now, where I never used to do that. And it could just be anything. I don't even have to be in a stressful situation. I just feel myself like,
Hmm.
I need to take
Yeah.
that deep breath. And it's just so cleansing. And it could be that 1 second, but it definitely has made a difference for me. So tell us how you connect mindfulness, meditation, and health. Like, what are the benefits? How do you see the connection?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I always think about the heart. The heart is a muscle. And when you have stress, you're stressing that muscle out. And you're stressing your heart out, and your heart's palpitating more, your heart rate goes up. So anything you can do to alleviate that is going to bring you more heart health. And, you know, eating well is important, exercise, drinking water, you know, limiting smoking, you know, we can tell you all that. But equal to all of that is mindfulness. And I found that because I've taken a lot of different, I've read a lot of different books, I've taken a lot of different classes, and the way that I feel confident in something is when the same concept is being said over and over and over again. Then you can feel it, really feel, you know, strongly like, okay, you know, I think that sounds like I can, you know, buy into it and believe it. And that's what I was hearing was it's important to do something every day. In all of the classes and every book that I've read, it's about daily mindfulness. And it doesn't have to be very long. It doesn't have to be these like scary, let me sit in an uncomfortable position and do this for, you know, 20 minutes or 30 minutes. You know, it could be 2 minutes, it could be 5 minutes. As long as it's every day, then your mind is starting to kind of reprogram and kind of learn and find its way to just organically becoming calmer.
Okay. So, do you have any resources for us that you could share?
Yeah, well, my go-to is Dr. Weil. He's been around for so long. He's Harvard trained, all that, and he has this amazing breathing exercise called the 4-7-8, which is basically breathe in for 4, out, hold for 7, breathe out for 8. I do this in my at my corporate well-being presentations, and it's the one of the most popular things because it's so easy. Also, of course, yoga is amazing because you may not even realize how much mindfulness goes into yoga, or for those of you that do yoga, you probably do the stretching and everything. And then there's a wonderful resource also called Mindfulness Based Stress Reduction,
Okay.
MBSR. And I really recommend looking up that book. It's called MBSR Every Day. And it's a really easy read. There's lots of great ideas for getting started on mindfulness and meditation. So between that book and the book that I started on, Mindfulness in Plain English, and you know, YouTube is out there, lots of resources. But the 4-7-8, we can do like one quick
Yeah,
breathing
that'll be awesome.
routine
Let's
for
do it.
everyone and everyone that's listening. So if you're listening or watching, just start to relax and try and calm. You might not even realize you once you take a minute to calm, you're really like, oh, I really do need to calm. And I'm going to keep it simple. You're going to breathe in through your nose for 4 counts, hold for 7 counts, and then breathe out through your mouth for 8 counts. So we're just going to do this once. Breathe in for 4, hold for 7, and then breathe out through your mouth for 8. And you should hear yourself breathing out. And I did that on a quick pace, but you could do it even slower. The number of counts can be as quick or slow as you need. The cadence is to do that 4 times,
Okay.
twice a day. And Dr. Wiles in his patients have found that if you do that for a long enough time, 2 months is what he stated, that he's seen reduction in heart rate, blood pressure, anxiety, digestive issues, it helps support. So that's just one of many, many ideas out there. And that mindfulness and meditation doesn't mean sitting there with your eyes closed, uncomfortable. You can do, I walk and I'm mindful, I eat and I'm mindful. And what I mean by that is just being in the moment, being aware, savoring the things around you, the people you're with, the taste that you're having,
Mhm.
just bringing more appreciation to your life. And we say mindfulness is kindfulness. So that the more that you're mindful, the more you end up being kind to others because you're just calmer and just have more gratitude.
Right. I did mine closing my eyes, but you can be in a waiting room, sitting somewhere, eyes open, and just do that breathing technique, correct? You don't have to close
So
your eyes.
true. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, this is a great exercise for driving.
Oh, okay.
I've been with my husband a few times. We travel a lot, and sometimes it's stressful if you're in another country, you're driving on the other side of
Mhm.
the road. And so there's been times where I'm like, do the 478, do the 478, and he does. And it really, really makes a difference.
I
I've
like
seen
that.
it. I've
Yeah,
seen
I
it.
like that. Especially if you're gonna like, be a time bomb about to like explode, you could just tell yourself 478 and just kind of bring yourself down. So I like that.
Mhm.
I like that you tell
Absolutely.
him that. I know that you have your newsletter, and at the end, I would love for you to, give out your website so that everybody could stay connected with
Sure.
you. But can you share like another best practice that you use for mindfulness that we could use? Is there any others that you could share with us?
Well, I mean, I like to just literally say just start and just start small. Um, Try every day to find a moment, just like you said, Jen, to just stop and take a breath in, pause, and breathe out. And try it because you won't know whether it'll make a difference for you until you do. But
That's
I can
true.
tell you that just from the experiences that I've had personally and the people that I work with that have tried it, it really does make quite a difference, not only to you but to the people around you. As I mentioned, mindfulness is kindfulness. So just start now. And yeah, my website is FG for good, fghealthcoach.com. And I just did actually post a mindfulness meditation that I wrote and recorded, my
Oh,
first one.
nice.
It's called
Congratulations.
The Light, and it was inspired by the poem by Amanda Gorman, um, "The Hill We
Oh,
Climb" from the
right.
inauguration. So she just so inspired me, and all of these ideas came out, and I'm like, I want to write and record a meditation. So it's only 12 minutes, so it's not too
Perfect.
long.
Right.
And I definitely welcome everyone to check it out on my website. And yeah, if you have any questions, you can reach me through that as well.
Okay, good. Liz, thank you so much. I will put the link to your website on the comments below because I am going to, put this on social media. So it'll be an easy way for people to stay connected with you. And I want to thank you. I know that your expertise is not just on mindfulness. So I hope that you could join me again and we could talk about a different topic. I would love to, delve into other topics that could be health worthy for all of us and just be able to change our lifestyle because I think we all need it. I think that mindfulness is good not only for your overall health but for what we're going through right now, with the
Absolutely.
pandemic and all the stressors that everyone has. I think this is the perfect time. If you are already doing meditation, continue, but if you hadn't started yet, this is the time to start. I think it's the perfect time to start because I know that it's made a difference in my life. Liz, thank you so much again. For everyone who will like to connect with Liz, I will put the website in the comments below, and I hope to see you soon.
Thank you. Thanks,
You're
Jen. Bye,
welcome.
everyone.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.